We are facing the most disruptive transformation of human civilization in history. The destruction of our natural ecosystem, growing social inequalities, data surveillance, and reoccurring economic crises are signs that our current system is becoming increasingly dysfunctional. What we miss is a positive vision of the future of human development. A future in which humans have the freedom to improve and fulfill themselves, engage in meaningful relationships within a flourishing culture, live in abundance and harmony with the planet, and explore the mysteries of the universe. What if we could explore such an alternative development path for our civilization? We don't need to leave for Mars to start a better society. We can do it right here in Switzerland. Our mission is to bring together the brightest minds and creators to build the next generation village. A home for pioneers and a place that sparks our imagination of what life in a sustainable and thriving society of the future could look like. The village will serve as a living lab to explore the future of energy, food production, circular resource and waste management, manufacturing, architecture, mobility, and health, as well as new monetary and governance systems. This project offers a unique opportunity for corporates, startups, academia, NGOs, and the public sector to prototype and test groundbreaking technological and socio-political innovations on a next-era infrastructure and in a safe-to-fail environment. We can see startup cities emerge all over the world. Now it is time for us to build a lighthouse for human progress in Switzerland and leave a legacy for future generations. Become a part of this adventure and help to build the future that humankind deserves.
Well, some of you probably thought, that sounds like a utopia. But in times of climate change and radical social transformation, we need positive visions and stories about the future of human development that inspire and provide meaning. The Next Generation Village can be a lighthouse project that proves on a small scale to the world that the change we need so urgently is possible, and even more, that it is desirable. The Next Gen Village can function as a showcase space and a living lab where we can prototype and test groundbreaking infrastructural innovations as well as new monetary and governance system, which is very hard to test in existing villages and cities. And after being validated, in that safe-to-fail environment in a special regulatory zone, the learnings and innovations can be transferred to the outside world. Since 1 year, our interdisciplinary team with backgrounds in architecture, tech, social and environmental science is working towards that vision. We are aware that this is a very ambitious project. That's why we broke it down into various smaller steps, whereas each of them provides a standalone value to our society. Phase 1, research. Phase 2, the virtual simulation. Phase 3, the regenerative prototype communities. And Phase 4, the Next Generation Village. Within the last year, our team conducted research guided by the question of how newly emerging socioeconomic models and groundbreaking innovations in the foundational sectors could lead to regenerative, smart and resilient villages and cities. Here you can see an overview of the different areas, though we didn't look at them isolated, but how they interact on a systemic level. The 17 UN SDGs and the donut economy hereby served as our normative frame of reference. In a second step, we broke down these areas into very specific building blocks and modules. And in a third step, we have assigned these modules to various institutions in the Swiss ecosystem that are already working on the solution. It's all there. Our task is to connect the dots and integrate these parts into a holistic picture. Here you have a broad overview of the relevant ecosystem. Based on that research and analysis, we are ready now to build the next-gen village in the virtual world within the next 12 months. And since it is a societal project, we are planning to organize various co-creation sessions in public and virtual spaces. You can imagine the virtual village consisting of these 3 layers. First layer, regenerative buildings, infrastructure, and socio-cultural space. The second layer, the social organizing system, with topics such as the future of money and finance, organizations, and governance. And the third layer, digital impact simulations, stories from everyday life in the next generation village, and interactive education content. We believe that the virtual next-gen village could have a profound impact on our society. Here's why. First, we break down silos by bringing together people from various disciplines and sectors that usually don't interact to co-create a tangible vision of a desirable future. Second, the virtual village serves as an interactive education tool where we raise awareness of the great challenges on a systemic level and link these to concrete solutions within the virtual village. We spark people's imagination of what life in a thriving future with harmony in nature could look like and inspire them to be a catalyst of positive change. And lastly, by building it in virtual first, we'll have created the digital building blocks and simulations necessary to bring that vision or parts of it into reality. This also provides a great value for area and city planners and developers. We are already now starting to look for partner regions who want to be a pioneer in regenerative development. There are 2 ways on how we can support. First, by advising regions how to develop the existing space in the most sustainable way. And second, by building prototype communities that serve as small-scale living labs in which we can prototype sustainable architecture, closed-loop infrastructure system, as well as new models of social organization enabled through new technologies. Derived from various challenges and megatrends, we've developed the first concept for such a prototype community, which is based on these 4 pillars. First, thrive in a regenerative and healthy environment. Live and work as part of an inspiring community of local and global change makers, entrepreneurs, and artists. Enjoy a maximum level of freedom and flexibility by choosing between various sustainably designed, pre-furnished and circular apartments and workspaces in the cities and mountain regions. And become a co-owner over time thanks to the unique opportunity to buy property tokens on a monthly basis. So let's focus now on the mountain region. Growing up myself in a small mountain town in Uri, I've always been interested in the question of where that region could develop in the future. On one side, there are challenges such as the negative effect of climate change on winter tourism, high seasonal fluctuations, and young and talented people leaving to the cities. On the other side, trends such as remote work, an increasing demand for nature retreats, and decentralization in various sectors open up new possibilities that could strengthen the innovation power and resilience of these mountain regions. Since I have the opportunity to speak during Stadt, I'd like to paint a picture of how such a village of tomorrow could look like one day. In the Swiss mountains, there is an extraordinary place, a home for pioneers, and a leading example for the world of how we could thrive in a symbiotic relationship with our planet. The people here live in regenerative and circular homes, built with sustainable materials, such as timber, stone, cork, or earth-based mixtures. While the construction involved hard manual labor in the past, today, large modular components of these buildings can be 3D printed on-site. The neighborhood is entirely powered with renewable energy. coming from solar roofs, hydro plants, wind turbines, or the local biogas facility. Over or under supply is automatically balanced by a smart microgrid. Since all the necessities of life are within walking distance, there is no need for cars. However, there are various on-demand electric vehicles and delivery drones powered by local energy. The Alpine Garden is a thriving place for all nature and food lovers. People gather here to cultivate and harvest organically grown food in the permaculture garden, food forest, and in a small greenhouse farm. The local restaurants offer a variety of culinary experiences made from locally grown berries, herbs, mushrooms, vegetables, and fruits. The village functions as a circular and zero-waste economy. An Internet of Nature monitors the ecosystem in real time and ensures that certain limits of resource usage and emissions are not being exceeded. There is no plastic waste. Most products are made with biodegradable and recyclable materials and can be purchased in the local zero waste shop or self-produced and repaired in the local fab lab. In the distance, music can be heard, which comes from the Chapel of Sound in the rocks. Close by are the Artists' Caves, a stimulating and vivid place with various small art galleries, music rooms, and a cafe hosting concerts and poetry slams. Going up the hill, you enter a new world. Surrounded by rocks, water, and forest, the wellness oasis, the spring, connects you with your inner world and nature. At the lake, there is the Longevity and Preventive Health Center, supporting you in becoming the healthiest and most vital version of yourself. The highest point of the village is a small observatory where you can marvel at the wonders of the night sky. It also inhabits a small library, an exhibition space about ancient civilizations, and a philosopher's cafe. Down the hill, there is the academy, a place to further develop oneself on various levels, offering courses ranging from meditation to science and entrepreneurship. And for the young generation, there are playgrounds in nature and a school following a hybrid and holistic education approach. One of the largest areas is the Innovation Hub, a breeding ground for impactful solutions to the most pressing problems of our time. Each month of the year is dedicated to a specific topic, such as the future of food, energy, construction, mobility, med and biotech, or blockchain and the token economy. During that time, scientists and entrepreneurs and corporates from all over Switzerland come to the mountain region to participate in accelerators, workshops, and panel discussions. Those seeking a quiet place to focus find it in the close-by deep work forest with various cabins and tree huts. And lastly, there is the Agora, a hotspot for social life, with a large and biodiverse park where people read, paint, play music, discuss, celebrate, or simply enjoy themselves. Now, I haven't said much of the social systems innovations because of time constraints. But as the community grows, interesting models such as a liquid democracy, environmental tokens that internalize externalities, or more innovation and environmental friendly policies can be introduced and tested. So back to the here and now. What are our next steps? Everything we've done so far was only possible thanks to the great passion of all the people who contributed to that vision on a voluntary basis. But as the project grew, we now reached our limits. We are ready now to start building the next-gen village in the virtual. What we need is the financial support of individuals, private foundations, and the public sector to make that project happen. In total, we need 600,000 to develop the virtual village within the next 12 months. We are also looking for partner regions with whom we could develop the first regenerative prototype community. I hope I could spark the flame, and I'd like to make a pledge. If you give that vision a chance and help us to bring that project to fly, we'll see each other again next year here in Stad, and our team will present to you the virtual Next Generation Village. Thank you.